The most popular question that I get in my comments for video requests is, Sue, can you show us how to apply eyeshadow on hooded eyes, droopy eyes, eyes with lots of loose skin, and eyes with lots of fine lines or wrinkles? So in this video, I'm going to give you as much help and guidance and support as I possibly can. I'm going to show you all the things that you can do, as well as listing the things that you must not do to make the condition look worse. It's going to be a massive reality check, so get yourself comfortable and let's get going. Before we start applying anything on the eyes at all, we have to understand the principle of light and dark. We know that anything light makes things look bigger and it comes forward. It stands out more. Anything dark makes things look smaller and it makes them recede and it's less noticeable. So knowing that simple principle, we then need to understand the three different areas of the eye. So we have the eyelid, we have the eye socket, and we have the brow bone. We want a light eyelid, want that to stand out. We want a dark socket, we want that to recede, and we want a light brow bone to lift and shape the eye. But the mistake that many people make when trying to get this light, dark, light is lifting up the looser skin, applying the darker colour into their socket line, and then letting go of the looser skin. So what you have is just light literally covering the whole of the eye area, which brings it out, and it's highlighting the hoodedness and the loose skin. We don't want to do this. When we're applying makeup, there's a certain process we have to prepare the skin for makeup, so we have a primer on our face. But when we come into the eyes, we need to treat it as, you know, a separate canvas that we're working on. So it's really important we go through the same steps. What I have here, this is by Delilah, and it's an eye base. It's a bit like an eye cream. It's called the Radiant Eye Glow. It's really important use an eye cream, use something, because if you try and apply products onto dry, dehydrated eyes, they will pull the skin, they will snag at the skin, they will go lumpy and bumpy, they're not going to last, and you're not going to get a smooth finish. So the preparation is equally as important as the products you use and how you apply them for the eyeshadow. I'm taking a small amount of the Radiant Glow, ring fingers, I'm dotting that all around the eye. This can be eye cream. Don't use moisturiser, it's too heavy around the eyes. But we need the eyes to be hydrated. The eyes should just feel smooth. Following on from that, we can then go into an eye primer. Now, the eye primers do two things. One, they again increase longevity of your eye makeup. It's going to last all day. But secondly, they also even out your skin tone. The one I'm using here, this is called Correction Concentrate. It's by Pixie. It's a great little product. They do two different shades. They do an apricot, and this is the peach one. You can apply it with your fingers, or I've just got a concealer brush here. So I take a small amount on my brush and dabbing it over the eyes. So because I've got the eye cream on, it's like a cream on cream consistency. And therefore, when I'm applying it, it slides on and it blends into the skin. We're going to take it into the socket area there, because that brightens and opens the eyes. Remember, this light and dark. I'm also taking this outer edge, smoothing it down. We don't want to have anything dark on the outer corners of the eye. We want things light and bright. We're trying to lift the eyes. So this on the outer corners is great. I'm then just going to use this as a bit of under eye concealer as well. It's a multi-use product. It's fantastic. So before we've applied any eye makeup whatsoever, this is just the base. That eye now should hopefully look brighter, wider, more awake and more open. Now granted, I don't have the really hooded eyes. I don't have the loose skin coming over the whole of my lid, but that doesn't matter. It's exactly the same principle no matter what stage you're at. What we're trying to get at this stage is just a nice even base, a beautiful canvas that we're going to work on. Now we've got the eyes primed and prepped, we can move on to the eyeshadow. The eyeshadow we want to start off with is a bright, light colour. Okay, it's a matte shadow as well. We don't want anything with glitter. We don't want anything with sheen at this stage. I will show you how we can use sheen later on. This is a simple MAC palette here. And the one I'm going for is this colour here. Classify it as a very light nude. It's a much lighter skin tone than I've got. So I want to go lighter. But what I don't want to do is anything too bright white. We're not going that light. We don't want to go that light. Tapping it over. We don't want to have an excess of product. If you find with an eyeshadow, when you're applying it, you can't see it, you can't tell it's on your skin, there's not enough pigment in it, find an eyeshadow with sufficient pigment. What we're not doing is having an eyeshadow and you go, well, I can't really see it. So you keep applying more and more and more on top. If you cake this powder, it will settle in those fine lines and it will just emphasize all those wrinkles, any puffiness, and it's just attracting the eye to it and it makes it look even worse. We don't want to do that. Minimal amount of product, very, very gentle and very, very light. We can take this slightly down on the outer corners of the eye, and we can take this on this inner section here. So can you see what we're doing? Because it's light, we're stretching and opening and widening the eye. Now, whatever level of hoodedness you have on your eye, you are still doing this at this stage, okay? You're following the same process. What we're doing is we're creating an even base, a canvas, before we start creating the illusion of a different socket line. Get yourself a Q-tip, a cotton wool bud. The colour I'm using here is this one. It's a warm brown, I'd call it, a sort of chestnutty brown. You can use any colour you like, but let's just stick to neutrals. Let's just go in skin tones at the moment, particularly while practicing. What we're not doing is trying to make the eye look, you know, made up with colour. We're trying to create contour. Taking your Q-tip, get some shadow on the end, not on the side, on the end of the Q-tip. So we're dabbing it in that way. Look straight into the mirror. Go from the pupil up and place a dot where we see skin. Don't get that on the eyelid. So close your eyes and just place a dot. Open the eye and you'll see a dot. One step out and you're going to create another dot. Close the eyes and just form a dot. Then we're just going to go horizontally out from there. So I've got a nice horizontal line. If I close my eyes, I am nowhere near my socket line, because we're creating a brand new socket line. I'm now going to take my angled brush. It's a broad angled brush. These are great with the angle going down. We're very gently going to smudge. If you need to support the skin, support the skin. But what we're not doing is touching the lid. So that is just creating a very subtle, very gentle element of contour. So we have some light up here, we have some dark, and then we have the light of the lid. So what the dark is doing is taking that hooded skin and we're pushing it back. So what we want to really stand out and come forward is a little bit of brow bone and, of course, the eyelid. You know, I say don't use glitter and sparkly shadows because the light hits the glitter or anything really iridescent and therefore it stands out. But actually that principle is now in our favour. What we want to do is use an iridescent shadow because we want the light to hit it and we want it to really stand out. So we're never going to put glitter or iridescent on the brow bone. We're never going to be putting the iridescent or glitter shadow around the contour there, because remember we're creating this optical illusion of it going back, okay, so nothing around there. But because we want the eyelid to be open and as wide, this is when we use that principle to our advantage. So using my MAC palette again, I'm taking this colour here. This is like a sort of a champagne-y gold colour. It's a very warm gold, really. It's quite nice. It's light, it's not too dark. If you need to just gently move your skin, that's okay. You really want to get this near the lash. So much bigger and brighter. Really does help. But we're using minimal amount of products. If you use too much and it's too heavy, it will make it look worse. And so keep it light. What I have now, this is my eyebrow brush. I've got the spoolie at one end and the other end, of course, is the chiselled. It's a firmer brush, but we can use this very cleverly. We're not applying eyeliner because eyeliner moves, it smudges. And if the skin is loose and it's moving, it's just going to move the eyeliner. And that's not a good look at the end of the day. So using this brush, we're going to take a little bit of shadow. A little bit of a trick for you now. This is great. Your makeup fixing spray. This is my Pixie makeup fixing spray. I'm going to spray the end of the brush. Okay, just so it's slightly damp. Taking that brush into the softer brown of the eyeshadow, the one I used for my contouring. We don't want too much. We need the trusted tissue. And holding the eye, I'm going to dab. So I'm not painting, I'm not brushing, I'm dabbing my lashes. So all I want to do is see if I can touch the base of my lashes. But because we've used the fixing spray, the eyeshadow stays put. Another little spray. Where's your genius? Tiny little bit of the product. We don't want a lot. Now this is maybe where you need to support the skin. And what you want to do is touch the lashes. That's all we're doing. Just the outer edge. Next, I'm taking a clean brush. There's nothing on this at all. I'm using the clean brush and supporting my skin with a tissue. Only soften the line very, very gently. Before applying mascara, I get a clean brush, very soft brush, and I like to just brush all over just to make sure everything is beautifully blended and we haven't got too much product on the eye. Before we move on to doing mascara, which of course is the final step for the eyes, we're going to give a very fine spray of the fixing spray. If you need, hold the eyebrow, lift, and then spray. That just holds the shadow in place. It's great for longevity, lasting throughout the day, but it also stops it moving and smudging, because when your eye moves, of course the shadow moves. So that's going to keep it fixed in place. It's a very, very natural look, but great for those hooded eyes and those droopy eyes. The mascara I'm using today, I've used this recently. It's my e.l.f. mascara. I think I like this at the moment. There are many mascaras out there. Because it's got a very small wand. Let me just show you this. It's a brown mascara. It's got a very small wand. If the wand is too big, that circumference is too big, once you go to touch your eye, the bristles go on your skin and you just get little dots. This is far more controlled. That's why I like it, because it's a very thin wand. We're grabbing the lashes at the base. And remember, the wand is the shape of the eye. So that wand is going that way because I'm on my top lashes and my eye is shaped in that direction. So the wand goes right to the base and I pull up. Now once you've applied the mascara, keep your head tilted back, close your eyes. Allow that mascara to dry and to set. Because what happens is we then look up, we open our eyes bright, and we get all those little dots all over the skin, and we're just back to square one. If that does happen, get a Q-tip, get a little bit of eye makeup remover, tiny drop, and just dot, 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 and get rid of the mascara. I'm not going back into the mascara. Turn the wand now, so the wand does that way. It's a smiley face, because underneath the eyes, the eye is that shape. Now this time I want to look down. If you look up, your lashes will touch your skin. If you look down, now the bottom lashes are away from the skin. The mistakes that people tend to make when doing hooded eye makeup is wearing too much product, wearing shimmery product on the brow area, it just highlights it, going into the natural socket line rather than the optical illusion of creating a new socket line, okay? And also not using something shiny or iridescent just on this inner part of the eyelid, because that's where the light's going to hit and that's going to help open and brighten the eye. I'm just going to add a little bit of contour, very tiny little bit of blush coming down there. This is a non-shimmery highlighter. I'm lifting the corner of the eye. And then this is my Delilah colour changing lip oil. I love this product. I have to do both sides. I can't just do one side. So there you have it. I really hope that this video has helped you. It's all about practice. It's about taking the time. Find a day where you've got nothing else to do. Do what I do, get the headband on or your hair off your face and just go through every step slowly. And if it doesn't work, wipe it off and do it again. You're never going to get it first time and don't think you should. So don't give up, just keep on trying. But what I would suggest is do both eyes. Don't practice on one eye, Because if you practice on one eye, when you come to do the other, your angles are different and you're going to get a bit like, oh gosh, I found it easy before. So whatever you do to one eye, do the other at the same time. I want you to tell me in the comments what part of what I've told you today you have found the most useful. It's really important for me to know what you're gaining from the video. So what part of this video have you found the most useful that you can actually start practicing and putting into place? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget, of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel, because then you'll be the first to know when my new videos come out. Do take care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.